Hi guys, so today's video is going to detail what trigger points are and also why they're such an important consideration when we investigate discomfort around the body. So as I understand it, trigger points are contractures or microcramps that occur in soft tissues, often in the presence of long-term biomechanical and postural dysfunction or following injury or a bit of an amalgamation of both. These contractures, they essentially strangle the tissue and the vascular networks surrounding them, and thus they restrict the blood flow to the affected tissue, which, if we think about it, it would cause the muscle to fatigue quicker due to limited oxygen delivery, and there'll also be a reduction in the muscle's ability to rid the tissue of the waste products that accumulate. So despite the research being limited, it could be theorised that the accumulation of these waste metabolites create quite a toxic pool, and this toxicity sensitises the neighbouring pain receptors, thus explaining the associated discomfort, as much as referred pain is a bit of a phenomena. So there are two main types of trigger point. Firstly, we've got the active trigger points. Now they're the really tender ones, and they cause local and regional referred pain. And secondly, we've got the latent trigger points that are there, but you don't always feel them unless you press them. However, they do have the potential to cause irritation, as I say, and pain, for example, when the muscles are overloaded or fatigued. So we touched on pain referral a little bit there, and this referral can often be a massive red herring. So for example, we may be struggling with a headache and choose to take some pain medication, whereas really we've just got some trigger points in our upper trapezius muscles which refer pain upwards. So referred pain refers to pain that is perceived in an area that is away from the painful stimulus. So this could obviously create a whole world of red herrings in terms of how people report their pain. However, research has identified a predictable trigger point body map that indicates target muscles for treatment if pain is perceived in certain areas. So it's important for therapists to consider trigger points and also for clients to be aware of them, because where you're feeling the pain isn't necessarily where the tissue's damaged, for example. So in summary, there is a little concrete science to fully understand trigger points on a cellular level, but there's plenty of research to show that these points can often refer pain in predictable patterns. Treating these points can alleviate the discomfort, which is crucial. Again, the science is limited, but for a short-term fix, applying pressure to a trigger point will disperse the waste products, and rather like squeezing a sponge underwater, when we release that pressure, the hypoxic tissue then floods with fresh blood, theoretically speaking, and making the tissue healthier. But as I say, this is very much a short-term fix. A longer-term fix has to address the biomechanical postural issues, otherwise the trigger points will just keep returning. So for me, trigger points are hugely important to consider when treating discomfort, as they cause and complicate pain, as well as mimicking, and crucially mimicking, the pain patterns of other disorders. And in line with this point, I'm compiling a library of videos that actually illustrate how trigger points in a variety of muscles can mimic sciatica symptoms. So they'll refer pain in and around the lower back, the glutes, back of the thigh, back of the knee, and people assume they have lower back issues when really it's the trigger points in the neighbouring tissues that are referring down. So yeah, that's the whistle stop tour of trigger points. So again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.